Hey guys, I'm learning TFT and I'm sharing my learnings with you so that you can learn and I can learn more effectively in the process as well. In this video, I'm going to go through a 14.1b early analysis. The patch just came out last night. There have been a number of players that have played a decent number of games so far, and I'm experimenting with a new process at the start of each patch where I VOD review some of the top performing players to see what are the patterns as far as their stage 1 and 2-1 augment selection. This is an idea that I got from Marcel P. And these are kind of the key questions that I'm going to be asking. So what are the units that they're holding in stage 1? I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible to get snapshots. What is their first item slam? What 2-1 augment are they selecting? And what line are they selecting? So getting a better idea ultimately of creating a one cost unit tier list, which helps us guide our play as far as what we want to be holding in stage 1. What patterns maybe we notice in the early game. For example, in 14.1, it was very common for top players to make 10 gold, open, and play a fast 8, fast 9 strategy. And if I was unable to grasp that from just looking at the stats, and so that was a missing piece of solving the last patch's meta that I was not able to get looking at stats. I was able to capture that by seeing people mention it on Twitter, but if I had VOD reviewed in this process, I would have figured this out a lot earlier. And then what lines are they leaning toward? Are there patterns? For example, are people leaning towards reroll a lot more? Is fast 8 the dominant meta? Are they trying to sacrifice the early game because they want Rageblade priority at Carousel? So by looking at their stage 1, 2-1 augment selection strategy, we can get a better idea of how to answer these questions. As well as, for example, if fast 8 is the dominant strategy, we'll see a lot more augments being selected around econ. And we saw that for last patch as well. So I'm focusing on Spencer. He's played 7 games today. The patch came out last night, and he's averaging a 2.14, and then Tleyds averaging a 3.75, both doing extremely well. And so, yeah, we'll just dive right into it. We'll start with Spencer. Unfortunately, this first game, he does not have the encounter shown. So the encounter will also influence the decision making.
Ooh, $4.
But
Broken.
what I'm gonna do is take a snapshot of the units that he has going into 2-1 to see if there's any patterns in terms of what units they're holding across all these games. Why did that not work? There we go. Okay, so he's prioritizing Silas. So he's committing Silas pair. I'm just gonna call out what he's playing on his board. So he has Silas 2 going into 2-1. And he prioritized the Jacks over the Mundo with Glove Sword Rod. So you could tell he values EXO because he was checking EXO, okay. And then Portable Forge tells me 2-1 augment portable forge. This tells me possibly values reroll lines. Although that was also, I think, extra gold. Yeah. All right, so then out of these, Prowler's Claw is quite good with Rengar reroll, Spectral Cutlass as well. Probably one of those for melee. Unending Despair could be played with Bane reroll with Vanguard. He's probably scouting to see who might be contesting. Okay, so this looks like a Bane reroll angle is my guess. All right, and I'm just going to jump ahead to see what he ends up playing. Okay, he just tempos with Unending Despair. Play around Anima Squad. Okay. 7 Anima. All right, so he picked Unending Despair, Tempo Anima. Oh, okay. Unending Despair Garen makes sense. He has that shield. And let's see what he finishes. Finishes first. Okay, so this tells me he really values Anima. Summary. Hold Anima. Stage 1 into 7 Anima. Okay, game 2. By the way, I'll include a link to this notes page here in the description below. And if you have any questions, comments that you'd like to add to this analysis, feel free to comment and include a link in the comment as well, or a timestamp. Let's jump ahead. He's holding Anima again. Okay. So this is what? 1-4. Prioritize Prio Anima again. And then he bought the Graves. So he values the Graves over the Shaco Mundo, which does tell me that he probably leans towards Executioner reroll a bit. I think last patch, Rengar reroll, like Rengar 3 had a hard time dealing with the capped strategist, amp strategist board. It had so much burst. But now it seems like Rengar 3 can perform better. I mean, support Spire if he loves Anima makes a lot of sense. Okay. Is that what it's called? Support Spire? Yeah. So line selection. He's gonna go 7 Anima again is my guess. And then let's see where he finishes. 5th. All right, so same priority here in the second game. Was this first? And this one was 5th. Okay. I should be paying attention to what these. All right. Loot sub, game 3. Holding anima again. He really loves anima, even though anima was just nerfed. Does he make 10 here? Yes. Okay. He's been selling Mundo like every time. All right, it's the HP. It's the HP hack. Plus it's loot sub. Oh, support Spire again. All right, dude, this guy. Literally same thing every time. Okay. Wait, is this a different game? I don't know if I'm just watching the same game. Yeah, it's a different game. All right. 2-1 augment, Fort Spire. The way he caps his board, normally it's with Jin and all the anima, and then he has Obuko and Garen and Viego. It's just a naked Kobuko too. Interesting. All right, so he gets a first. That's 3 games in a row of anima. Let's see what the encounter is. Vi. Vi, I talked about in my learnings from watching Dish Soap at World. Dish Soap really prioritizes reroll because you have more components. So and you can get your BIS components pretty early, which is why Spencer already called out Vagar. So stage 1 found. Let me take a screenshot of this. Found 1 Vagar, called Vagar in chat. Best belt components. So not even like amazing components here, but he is willing to call it from the start. So it seems like he really prioritizes Vagar on this encounter, but like 1 Vagar seems like enough for him to prioritize it. So Spencer is leaning towards 7 anima, 3 games, and Vagar reroll on Vi encounter. No tears. All right, and then he takes AFK, which Dish Soap has also talked about on this encounter. He wants to lean towards reroll, and since you already have a lot of components, the next best thing that you need is gold so that you can hit your units ahead of tempo. And he finishes second to Tleyds, who we are going to VOD review. So this is hold Vagar into... Wait. Wait. I thought he was playing Vagar. He called Vagar. Okay, he did not actually play Vagar. Alright, hold Vagar into 7 anima. I'm kind of curious, when did he decide to switch out of Vagar? Maybe it was someone... Someone contesting him at Vagar? He didn't take a tier, so... Okay, maybe he was already thinking Rage Blade possibly for TF reroll and then angled away. Although I guess now I'm remembering that Spencer's notorious for calling stuff in the early game. Okay, here we go. So right here, found the early Zaya on 3-1. Found early Zaya on 3-1 and then committed to Anima. And he is 2020 Anima. All right, egg encounter. Holding Anima again. He is holding the Jax. So if there's good Exo, it seems like he's prioritizing holding Exotech as well. And Cypher. All right, good for something. This looks like it's going to be Anima again. Although with these components... All right, yeah. Dude, Spencer is 2020 Anima. I did not look in detail as his match history to figure that out. So basically same thing. Playing against Street Demon. Twisted Fate reroll. He finds the Garen. Is he rolling for? Oh, Okay. All right, so he got second. Right, game 6. Annie, all gold. More anima. I guess it's more interesting what he's holding in addition to the anima. So he is holding, in addition to anima, he's holding Vagar and Nitro. Probably Cluttered Mind. He likes going econ to get to. Okay, he's considering Exotech this time. I didn't quite capture what it was, but right, Cluttered Mind into another anima game. Augment. Okay, he's playing Exotech. So I don't want to see what was the order of his Exotech. He did check it at 2-1, I believe. All right, here we go. Checked Exotech items before taking Cluttered. Okay, so coil is bad, but flux capacitor is really good. So flux capacitor, great on Zeri. And he was holding Exotech. So this was a old anima stage 1 econ augment into 7 exo. This is a cyber coil on Mordekaiser. He's really trying to figure out how to get Aurora and Viego almost seemingly onto almost like every board. And Jin with Dynamo pairs well with Aurora for capping out boards. Sejuani, second from the left or second from the right, allows him to stun this Ziggs here, especially with the Vow getting the early cast. Yeah, that'll stun that Ziggs. 2 full tank items is interesting because Exotech gives more HP for each item on Exotech units. It's kind of like a different version of Scrap. And having a lot more HP for your team, which is why you want double Rageblade Zeri. She can get to 5.0 attack speed pretty quickly. And double Redemption here is super interesting on a Nefiri. Is that really better than, wouldn't you have that on the Koboko? I guess the amount of HP that you're getting on the Nefiri, like 3 full tank, wow. Okay. I want to take a screenshot of this. 3 fully itemized tanks to maximize Exotech item HP value and gives Zeri way more scaling value. Okay. What place do you get? All right, you got first. I haven't really played much of 7 Exotech, so I gotta pay more attention to that. Let's see what encounter this is. Aurelian Soul. This is the Treasure Armory. Treasure Armory encounter. Which, by the way, in the TFT Coaching Plus Discord, I forget who had mentioned that the odds of getting a spatula or pan is like, if you have a reforger, you can basically get a spatula 1 out of 9 times. So you don't even have to roll that much gold. And if you get a Syndicate emblem on 2-1, you could basically try to hard 4-7 Syndicate. Double Vagar. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Have tier. Wait, that's a Vagar 2. Okay. He really likes holding Vagar. And Cypher here. Jax. Galio makes sense. So, oh my gosh. I mean, it just has to be that, right? No? Okay. I guess capacitor is like more so better for vertical techie, which maybe not as good for Vagar reroll. Okay, so he takes 2-1 augment epic. And most likely this is either Vagar reroll or tempo into some type of AP line. Street Demon, yeah. I think after the strategist nerf, Street Demon brand seems to be the best option. Hold. Vagar slash Bastions into Street Demon brand. It's actually five Street Demon, 4 Techie, 3 Cyber Boss. I haven't seen this version before. And he finishes third. All right, cool. So that's Spencer, and then let's go into Tleyds. He really likes holding Vagar, obviously Anima, and then Exotech. All right, Anima. This was actually 5 out of 7 games. And then Street Demon brand.
This guy is ranked.
All right, this is 2. Was that 2-star units can star up? Yeah, 2-star units. 2-star units in shop. All right. I don't know if he checked Exotech there. I assume he did. Okay, yeah. Check Exotech. Hyperfangs, chassis, pulse stabilizer. So we saw that Spencer prioritized EXO on pulse capacitor first, or flux capacitor. And then Tleyds is leaning away. It seems like if you get flux capacitor or pulse stabilizer on the first one, then Exotech is good. Otherwise, not so good. So holding the Varus is likely dependent on the Exotech item. And he is holding the Jinx. Stage 1, hold. This is Poppy 2 with Shyvana, Seraphine. Rod, glove, cloak. Oh yeah, I haven't really been looking at items. High-end shopping investment strategy. This is 2-star units appear in shop. Okay, so given that you can get a lot more, like this encounter is like you have more gold, so he wants more items. 2-1 augment buried treasures. And then this ends up being a Nitro Misfortune game. So this was a... How early did he get Nitro in? Let's see. Okay, it was 2-1 Nitro. Did he just naturaled it? Okay. So hold Nitro into and Poppy into Nitro MF. This is also interesting. The Jin with Rageblade as dual carry. Likely holding for Zeri. And Zeri could go in over who? I don't know. Zeri over Aurora, I suppose. All right, what place did he get this game? 6th. Any gold tier or gold augments. Game 2, gold augment encounter. And then he holds TF. He's committing TF. That's interesting. TF. Cypher on bench. He really likes Jinx. Held Jinx multiple times. Cypher, obviously. Okay, so he's committing. Does have Anima Squad as well. Dynamo, Crown Guarded. Okay, so he's committing TF. This is Gold Collector, 2-1 augment. All that shimmers. Gambler's Blade. And this should be going into TF. So hold Vanguard / TF into TF reroll. And my guess is I should actually predict what I think he'll finish. Second. All right, this is Treasure Armory. We'll see if any of them actually like use this syndicate idea. Stage 1. Holding just a bunch of pairs. Open belt. Does he make the Morgana too without tier? We've seen last set Dish Soap not make the Morgana too. Okay, he does. All right, so he's holding. This looks like Alistar pair. Morg to Fog / Shaco pair. And he selects, oh, interesting. Heroic grab bag. 2-1 augment, grab bag. So this is probably a TF reroll, although usually you want to do like a 3-cost reroll. Hello. What would you, what would, so Dish Soap did this a bunch in the World Championship, but you had a Swain to play around. So there were like 3 costs that actually made a lot of sense to early duplicate and gain a lot of tempo. I'm really interested to see what he uses these duplicators for. He wants to play Nitro? Elise reroll? This is a super late Nitro start too. I always wonder how late are you willing to actually start playing Nitro? Okay, this is Jin. Okay, he has pulse stabilizer. Wow. This is so late. Hold up, hold up. Okay. 3-1. 3-1 Nitro start. The good thing is that EXO has pulse stabilizer. That's good. Some Morello and GS Slam. And this does not look good. Radiant GS. Still hasn't used the duplicators. Items are like usually you would want Shojin on Jin, I thought. Whoa, that's a lot of gold. Still has not hit Jin. Okay, he has mana flow, so I guess the Shojin's not as important. This is such a late Jin. I mean, he hits on 4-3. But his Nitro is like so far. It's Jin 3, Shiv 3 on 4-3. And he still loses after hitting, so yeah, it's not looking good. Alright, it's an 8. So this is like I mean, this is like Alistar Morg 2. More so heroic rat bag into Jin reroll with full stabilizer. 8. But no like super late nitro. Like that didn't seem to work out well. You writing some notes on what's good? Dynamo might be the highest cap comp now. Never playing strat amp ever. TF, Zeri, Marksman, Vayne, Dynamo. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this. Patterns. This is for Tleyds. Okay, another treasure armory. Is he not holding Silas? Okay. All right, we got Anima. He's not gonna hold the TF. I guess if he had Bow Rod, maybe he would hold TF. He did hold TF before, but these are not good. This is better for Jin with Shojin. Polish Chrome, Hostile Takeover. Epic. Alright. The Shojin Slam. No slam, okay. 2-1 augment. Epic. So this is Anima. Hold Anima. Epic. Like this seems like it's gonna be a could be Street Demon or Anima, like Brand or Zaya. It ended up being Exotech. Interesting. I kind of want to see when did he check Exotech. Presumably he checked it when he dropped the Jin. Oh wait, we have a Jax. You check Jax? Maybe you already checked it earlier? Wait, why did he sell the Jax? He was considering playing Exotech. He literally never checked Exotech. Okay. Well, we can try to reverse engineer. Five Exotech. We picked up another. Okay, so into 5 Exotech. And it's also cyber coil, which is so bad. So my guess is this has to be flux capacitor into cyber coil. I guess the other way we can check is just check when he got 3. Okay, it was from the dummy. That's why it was actually cyber coil first. Interesting. Right? Oh no, it was flux capacitor first, yeah. Okay, so it was from the moment that he got the dummy, that's when he decided to commit in this direction. Flux capacitor. And then because he has the dummy, he doesn't need to go 7 Exotech, because 7 Exotech is really about getting more HP, but here he has enough HP on the board. But since he got the Exotech emblem, maybe he plays 7 at Exotech at the end. Let's see theory crafting here. He really likes Aurora Viego. It's just like a 5-cost soup with Zeri Sejuani Jin. Oh, 5 Exotech with an emblem. He's playing against a Vanguard marksman board, and he wins. Is that Vanguard marksman board? Yeah. Okay, so he got first. Wow. But this late game was really about flux capacitor with Dumbify. All right, this is encounter with the golem with rolls. It seems like he likes Street Demon more than Spencer did. Okay, now we got the Vanguards. Like Vi seems like just very strong early game. You want to hold the Nidalee for Nitro? Okay, holding the Vayne. This is Vi 2 with Vayne. Also, again, holding the Jinx and Street Demon. It seems like he really likes holding Jinx, although I haven't really seen him. I don't think we've seen him play around the Jinx yet. Young, Wild, and Free. Young, Wild, and Free over AFK. He thinks he can streak with this. Slam, like, I assume you slam Redemption then. No? Okay, I'm really interested to see how he plays around this Jinx, if he does it all. 2-1 augment, Young, Wild, Free. Vanguard's Marksman. Wow, he can full 3 streak with no item slams. It's actually Vi 2 with Jinx is his actual early game carry here. Does slam the Redemption. Does he slam the Rage Blade? Yes, he does. Okay, so then this looks like Aphelios or Zeri. Probably Zeri. We haven't seen him check Exotech. Well, but with this front line, it's just naturally more conducive towards angling Aphelios. Okay, Greater Moonlight Vi. He does end up going Aphelios. Hold Vi 2 with Jinx into Aphelios, Saya, Vanguard. And this is a 5th. All right, I think we're gonna wrap up soon, so I'm getting a little bit tired. Vi encounter. Okay, he just checked Exotech. I need to. Flux capacitor number 2 Hyperfangs. I mean, this isn't bad. Flux capacitor number 2. It's definitely viable. You just type this out. Repulsor into flux capacitor into Hyperfang. Stage 1 holds. Remember, we do want to consider angling rerolled. Okay, so he's scouting too to make sure, check other people's Exotech angles as well. He sold the Fiddle to buy Mundo Poppy. Okay. He was considering selling the Veigar. But right now, Rengar seems like the best line from this spot. Fiddle is very Bruiser Emblem or Artifact dependent. All right, so hold Rengar and Street Demons. Oh, I'm surprised he sold the Zyra. Wait, he sold the Zyra pair? Which means he really wants to consider the Veigar reroll angle, which could be also with Nitro. If he does want to play Exo, Repulsor is the first Exotech item, so it's not even that great. So that's why Jhin probably he sold. I'm surprised he values Vi 1 greater than Zyra pair. That's interesting. Okay. And he's angling Vagar reroll with investment strategy. This is Vine counter. Okay. Investment strategy. Vagar pair. 2-1 augment investment strategy. And he misses on all the tiers. Okay, so hold Vagar pair into, this should be Vagar reroll with Nitro, is my guess. I'm also surprised he's willing to do like Nitro without early Nitro in. See how late he gets Nitro in. Or he's just playing vertical techie, no Nitro. Okay. Just Cyber Boss techie. He's not looking happy about this game. Yeah, usually you want Gunblade on your Vagar as well. What do you finish? You got third. It's not bad. Okay, last one. Did not catch one counter was holding the poppies. Gets a poppy 2. Okay, sold the fiddlesticks for the TF. TF greater than the fiddle, hold. And then this is poppy 2. He's holding jacks. Exotech. Wandering Trainer's not bad. Especially in this set, if you can get Syndicate, there's a lot more +2. Syndicate, Street Demon, and Anima Squad. The Anima Squad? No. Street Demon. Maybe it is Anima Squad. Yeah, where you get, if you get +2. Last set there was only Rebel that you have a +2, and then the previous set was, what was it? I forget. There's only one vertical trait, prismatic trait, that if you got +2 you could get to 10. But now there's Street Demon and Anima Squad, I believe. And then 7 Syndicate is also quite strong. So you have a lot of outs to get a prismatic trait. So both the trainers are going to be stronger. 2-1 augment, Wandering Trainer. And then he's going to play this vertical Vanguard with his Fortune. To 6 Vanguard. forth. Okay, so his holds are a lot more. I'm just gonna really quickly jump to the 1-4 just to get a snapshot. He really likes Poppy. Takes Cower Weaklings. Into Vagar reroll. Still no Gunblade. This is an 8 techie angle. I think he was just checking Exotech. Exotech is Pulse Stabilizer, Chassis, Repulsor, which is actually not bad. And unit holds. Hold is Nitro, Cypher, Exo. Really, it's just Jax. Okay, so then this is probably Bane. Augment is category 5. Looks like it'd still be Zeri. Oh, Senna. Okay, Senna makes sense because you have high DPS or high base AD with Senna. And he gets 7th. Divinicore and a reroll. Okay, so pattern wise for Tleyds, he really likes Poppy. So if Spencer really loves Anima hold in stage 1, Tleyds really likes Poppy and lots of reroll. Vagar reroll. He actively considering Exotech. And he did hold a bunch of like the jinxes early, but didn't play around it. Didn't lean into Street Demon late game. And likes Nitro. Okay. Actively check Exotech for pattern. All right, let's do a tier list based off of this. So Spencer loved Silas. We saw a bunch of Vi. Vi is probably the strongest early game tank because her shield is really strong for her mana. Vi 2, 526 shield, 65, though it rapidly decays. Tleyds like Poppy a lot. I think they were all holding Nitro units as well. Mundo rarely. Jax in the right circumstance. Morgana no. Zyra okay. Shaco not really. Kog'Maw not really. Mundo not really. Morgana Seraphine with Silas, yes. Morgana no. Shaco no. Kog'Maw. I mean, I guess we saw Tleyds play around Kog'Maw a little bit. Tleyds even sold Zyra pair. Alistar, we saw like Street Demon, okay. Alright, so something like this. I guess it really depends. Like, I think all the times that Poppy 2, 4th, 8th, 3rd, 6th. Like, it didn't really work out that well for Tleyds to hold the Poppy. But he really liked the Poppy. I think I'm gonna put Poppy here. Mundo with Street Demon. Yeah, this seems okay. We saw Tleyds play around Kog'Maw. I guess Kog'Maw, if you have Rageblade, is one of the better holders. Early game, since Zeri's so common now. But like, what Boombot? Like, you're playing around Vanguard frontline with Skarner, I guess. All right, we'll do something like this. So $1 one cost tier list. And then let's just do a 2 cost tier list while we're at it. So LeBlanc, Jhin, TF, Vayne. These are like the reroll carries. Jhin is going to be dependent on Exotech. TF dependent on having bows and rods. Vayne dependent on bows and rods. I guess we didn't really see anyone play around Vayne that much. But with the Anima squad, like we saw Spencer really likes Anima squad, and this gives you your carry. And then Tleyds loved Veigar. LeBlanc, just like Cypher, should still be really good. In fact, Cypher should be better now after Strategist Amp was nerfed. Since Marcel P in our coaching session yesterday was talking about how Cypher wasn't that good in the first 14.1 because even if you get like a 300 cash out, the Strategist Amp could still cap out higher than you. But now that the highest cap comp in the game has been nerfed significantly, like, where is it now? Yeah, 4.91, 10.8% win rate. So before it was Strategist Amp. This Strategist Annie was like a 20-some% win share, and now it's fallen off. So Cypher should have more of its time to shine. Shyvana for early Nitro is also good. And we didn't really see, okay, Anima Squad also, and Nefiri. And we didn't really see people play around these. So I guess this is like kind of more item dependent. Yeah. But Nitro still very strong. Anima Squad, Cypher. I guess I'll put Graves here. Like, I mean, I guess we didn't really see anyone play around it, but I think Rengar is still really good right now. It's very situational. Maybe put it here. If you have A Vi, like maybe Rost, just good value. I'm not really seeing anyone play around Echo. Okay, sure, something like this. I mean, I'm down to hear your feedback too, as far as what you think the tier list should be here. All right, and then 3 costs. Cypher, where's the other Cypher? Cypher. We saw Tleyds really like Jinx. This Jinx could be a good Shojin holder into Xayah as well. Yeah, and actually Jinx lets you flex between Xayah and Brand, which are both quite good right now. Rengar. Varus if you have like good exotech. Elise for Nitro. Braum if you're playing TF reroll. Fiddlesticks is very artifact dependent. Didn't really see anyone play around this. Jarvan, I don't know. Mordekaiser, like if you have good exotech. Senna, we saw a little Senna. And then, I mean, it is Anima Squad, but like, yeah, it was nerfed hard. I feel like this tier list should be more around like what you're willing to play early game. From, I don't know, something like this. Like the least gives you Nitro. I guess you could argue Mordekaiser could go up here if the exotech is good. Yeah, I'll throw Mord up here. Because even if it's a tank item, like you can put the tank item on Mordekaiser. All right, cool. So high level summary. Spencer loves Anima, so Anima's up here. We saw Nitro did quite well. We didn't see any of them play Cypher. Lots of reroll, like holding TF, Veigar, Cypher. We didn't see Rengar, but we saw Exotech, and then we saw Tleyds try to play around Jinx. Elise gives you more Nitro. And yeah, that seems like the TF, Zeri, Vayne reroll. Dynamo might be the highest cap now. So lots of playing around Nitro, reroll. Spencer also played reroll and Exotech. So that seems to be, at least for day one, what Spencer and Tleyds rank 1 and 3 are playing right now. I hope you found this analysis helpful. I'm going to try to do more of this type of analysis at the beginning of each patch so I can get information that I'm not able to get in the stats. If you've watched my videos so far, you can see that I'm very stats driven, but most of the stats don't capture this like kind of stage 1 hold analysis. And so that was kind of the thought process behind this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.